Hi guys, it's Theresa here with Larkin Design, and I am continuing to work on my foundation pages for my December album this year for 2016, and I am sharing with you some products that are available from Sahlin Studio at thelilypad.com and also on the Sahlin Studio blog. And so Krista has released a lovely, amazing collection called Oh What Fun. And so that is what I'm working with today. I'm using the collection of journaling and filler cards and some patterned papers and also the digital elements that came with that collection that I have printed here at home. I've printed on just matte cardstock, Staples brand cardstock, and I've also printed some of the elements on vellum. And so you'll see that as I'm working through the layouts. I'm going to do 2 layouts today, so 4 days of foundation pages, days 4 and 5, and then days 16 and 17. So right now I'm just going sort of back and forth between day 4 and 5, and I have my numbers in place. Those I chose a couple of days ago. I just went through the whole album and sort of went through all my numbers and laid them all out on the floor and said, okay, here's the numbers that I have between wood numbers, chipboard numbers, numbers that came in the kit, in the Sahlin Studio kit. I just laid them all out, and there we go. And so I wanted to use the wooden 5 that's on the layout for day 5 is a Dear Lizzie wood veneer number. And then the 4 that's on the other side, that is from Ali Edwards' website. And then you'll see that I also have some of the printable numbers that Krista designed in the Oh What Fun collection. So let me just tell you guys that if you need numbers for your December albums, you have to go and grab this collection, because she seriously did 12 sets of numbers plus the 3x4 number cards, and you cannot go wrong. They're beautiful. They're just amazing. And so you can see right here, I used 2 of the numbers for 4 and 5. I'm making a tab, and so just a note about, you guys saw me create my transparencies earlier. There's a whole video about that if you haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I'm adding those as tabs, and so before I printed those numbers out, I sort of pulled them together in the Silhouette Studio or the Silhouette software, and made it so that there was more of a solid line where they meet. And then you just fold it over, or cut it out on your Silhouette and fold it over, and then you have a tab. And then I cut a plastic piece to go over it as well. So that's my tab for these 2 days. And it's totally okay to go back and tear something out, or take something out, or change your mind and do something different. Even when you're creating your foundation pages, don't be afraid to change your mind and say, oh, you know what? That tab that I created there to begin with doesn't really do it for me today, and these numbers are really awesome. So anyway, that worked out. I like how that turned out. So this filler card right here is one of my absolute favorite cards ever. I guess I'll be using it as probably as a title card. I don't know for sure yet. I did just go back and add a little tiny dots with my painter's pen. That's just acrylic paint in a pen, available at Walmart. just a little tiny red to tie in the red with the rest of the that's in the rest of the layout. And then you'll see here I'm going to create my number card. And so I don't know if I'm going to leave the 3 like it is, or if I'll do something on December 4th with it. I don't know. For now, I'm going to leave the 3 just like it is. And then I'm just using plain white cardstock with one of the leaf elements. And I'm not going to adhere the 4 down yet. I'm going to leave that option open. I do have all my number 4s. And so it might happen on December 4th that 4 might be a little bit too bold. I don't know yet. So I did not adhere that down. Some of the numbers I did go ahead and attach, and some I didn't. You know, I think that's an individual thing. A lot of people like to leave their numbers unattached so that they can change their mind, and that's totally cool. And there, I have so many numbers that I have options, so that's cool too. So go and pick up this collection so that you have number options too. And then I'm continuing here with day 5. And so this little transparency piece is from Pink Fresh Studio and from the Old Joy collection. It's the cut-apart sheet. And the transparency is gold on one side, and then this sort of metallic silver on the other side. And so those 2 days are done. Let's go to 16 and 17. And I'll show close-ups at the end so you can see better how they turned out. You can also check out close-ups that are on my blog at larkindesign.squarespace.com. And you can also pin the images if you want to hold on to them for your own inspiration books. So I really did want to use one of the number cards, and the 16, the red on the 16 is just awesome. I used that to balance the red card that's on the lower right-hand side for day 17. And the patterned paper that's on day 17, that's actually a 12 by 12. And I just formatted it into a 4 by 6 card. I did bring that pattern down a little in scale so that you could see the ivy and the, not the ivy, the holly leaves. And then this little wreath here is on one of the journaling cards, and then this is one of the digital elements. So I printed that on vellum, and then I stapled it to a transparency card so that it would maintain some of that see-through quality. I'm also adding a couple of enamel dots. Not many people use enamel dots anymore. I don't use them a lot, but they do add a little bit of dimension here and there, just a little tiny bit. So, and then I'm also going to change this transparency in the tab on this, of course. So it's one of the reasons I stapled those, so that I would have the flexibility of being able to put something different on there if I wanted to. And remember that your foundation pages are simply your starting point. So all of these are starting points. And if December 16th comes along and I say, I'm not sure that red 16 card really goes with how I feel about the day and the photos that I took, I can change that out, right? Anything and everything is changeable. If day 15 comes along and that page protector doesn't work for day 15, I can change that out and put something different in there. These are just your starting points. I can also come in on day 16 and say, I literally only have time today to write a few lines of journaling on this card and put a photo in the pocket and be done. And you guys know that I'll probably do more than that. But if day 16 is busy or day 23 is busy, then that's literally all I have to do. And So that's kind of my approach. I probably will add more embellishments to this on the actual day, right? But I know that I don't have to. So that's one of the reasons why I'm spending some time doing this right now. And I've probably talked that to death. So one of the other things that I was totally excited about is this Jingle All the Way and the Deck the Halls elements. And gosh, those are awesome. You can totally do other things with these. I printed them on vellum. And then the Jingle All the Way, I'm going to attach to another piece of vellum. I could have put it on transparency as well, but I thought it would be cool to just use another piece of vellum. I could have created this card in Photoshop and printed the whole thing on vellum, right, with the Jingle All the Way, and you'll see I'll add the round 17 circle. I could have printed that, but it's nice to have the layering. I seem to be able to think better in terms of layering and with actual products, rather than trying to do it on a computer screen. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a hybrid scrapbooker, and love using these elements and love using these cards. But sometimes I struggle with visualizing it on the screen and being able to put it together into a pleasing arrangement. So anyway, now I'm going to use a little flare on this as well. This little flare is from Pretty Little Studio. It's one that I purchased last year, and so it was left over in my supply box. And it ties in the red beautifully. And then the 17 is another element added to that card, and then that one is done. And so thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thanks for subscribing, leaving me a comment, for following along in my December album and in my journey through the month of December. And I will see you back here soon. All right, bye-bye.